dear fellow collectors, doll lovers, beginners, welcome to a new episode of Busy Bee from Germany. And today we talk about the question, how do you get a Barbie head off and put it back on? This is a quick and easy tutorial for you. We do it practically later, but now we start with a theory. Theory is important here because you have to know what you have to deal with. I am going to show you this in a minute. This body was used for all of the vintage dolls. So you see here the neck is stiff and it stays so for a while. You see here is the next generation, the TNT Barbie. She is already a little bit movable, so you can move her hips. This one can't do so. She has the same head knob under her head. She can also move it to the right and to the left, but she can't move it to front and back side. They all have this head knob under the head. Let's go one step further. The next evolution in the 1970s was this. So you can see we move it here a little bit around. That is a joint you can move in comparison to this one, which you can't move. So this is what you can move, and I'm sure many of you have seen it, played with it, even if you didn't know that it was this mode. Basically it was used from the late 1970s, 1967, 1977. So the first thing I could find is the Ballerina Barbie, I think from 1976. And this is our Superstar Barbie from 1977. So you can see she can move her head because she has this head knob. And this joint was used for more than 20 years. To be more precise, I think it was used until the mid-90s. We don't have any exact records, but when you take dolls from the mid-90s apart, you find the next generation of head knobs. So this next thing makes our life a bit more difficult when you don't know how to deal with it. But when you know how to deal with it, it's no problem. That is the next generation of head knobs. This one is a bit harder to separate from the head because when you don't do it the right way, you can break part of the neck because it's secured in the head. Let me show you this. I hope you can see it. In there is something that prevents that you can move it simply out of the head. That's something like a barrier in the head, and the whole thing, the whole joint looks like this. So in there is a piece of plastic in the head so that you can't take it out immediately. You have to cut the plastic out here and here so that you can take the joint out, and that is the thing that many mothers, fathers don't know. I think they think it's the 70s knob, which you can basically put out just immediately and you don't have any securance. So that would come out if I would pull, but I don't pull here because I don't want it to come out. That's the ancha. I would call it an ancha, something like an ancha knob, an ancha head knob. I'm going to show you now how we take head and body apart in the next step so that you can see how to deal with these ancha head knobs for a secure takeoff. You have them in many different colors. I have already seen blue ones and red ones and white ones, and I think there are also pink ones. But now let's take this thing apart, and what we need to do for taking the head off is, of course, cooking some water. We need a bowl with hot water for our taking it apart. How do you know that such a head joint is in there? You can feel it about half a centimeter under the ears here, and somewhere where the cheeks are. If that's hard, it's a good sign that there is such an ancha joint in the head. So now our doll is ready to take her out of the water again, and we are going to take the head off in a minute. So that's how you basically take off the head and put it back on a Barbie doll. I hope you liked my little video. Give me a thumbs up on the little theory. I think it's important to know the theory before you do it practically, because there are differences, like you have seen in my video. The head knobs changed over the decades, and it's important to know which kind of head knob is under your Barbie head before you take it off and put it back on. See you in the next weeks. Your Busy Bee from Germany. Of course, you can subscribe to my channel, recommend it to your friends, show it to your friends, leave me a comment if you want. Thanks for watching. Your Busy Bee from Germany. See you.